Hey guys, today's video is going to be kind of an introduction to Poshmark. Maybe you've created a Poshmark account and you're kind of like, okay, now what? How do I buy? How do I sell? What's exactly going on? How do I navigate it? Hopefully this video will be helpful in breaking all of that down for you. The first thing to know is when you create a Poshmark account, Poshmark will automatically follow, I think it's 141 accounts for you based on the brands that you chose that you like and maybe your sizing. I'm not 100% sure exactly what the criteria is, but I know it is relevant to the things that you input when creating your account. It just kind of matches you with people who are listing things that you might be interested in buying. Right as soon as you sign on to Poshmark, you create an account, you will notice you're going to have quite a few followers coming in. It's cool, you can follow them back if you want, go check their closet out, follow back if they're a closet you're interested in. But ultimately, I don't think the followers really mean a ton on Poshmark. So although it's cool to have quite a few followers just automatically follow you or right away start following you, I wouldn't put too much weight on that. In the reality, it just doesn't seem to make a difference when you're selling items. If you're creating a Poshmark account to primarily buy on Poshmark, a couple things. One, you can really just use your feed if you would like to scroll through. You could really curate who you follow to make sure it's closets that you really like or that has stuff that you want to buy, and therefore you could use the feed. Another thing you could do is just search the item in the search bar. So if you're looking for a Madewell cardigan, you can just type that in, and then Poshmark is really good with like filters. You can really filter down and hone in on your specific sizing, specific colors, specific styles, brands, all of that. On Poshmark, when you like an item, that means you are basically saving it for yourself. But the thing to note about when you like an item is once you like an item, the seller can then send you an offer, and we will talk more about that later. But just know that if you do like an item, that means the seller will likely send you an offer, not always, but just expect that. If you're going through and liking a ton of items, you will probably get a lot of offers. So just keep that in mind as you're going through and liking items. If you are on Poshmark to sell, which I think a lot of people are, even if it's just a little bit here and there, here is how you will go about selling items on Poshmark and actually getting them to sell. So creating a listing on Poshmark, you first want to have a variety of photos of your item. And of course, the buyer will want to see what the item looks like in well-lit photos. So if you can photograph near a window, that is definitely going to be best during the daytime, daylight. Just let that natural light in and get some good pictures. You want to, take pictures of the front, the back, maybe a close-up or two. And then if there's any flaws at all, any little holes or pilling or a mark or anything like that, you do want to take a picture of that and just make sure that is very clear. The best thing you can do as a seller is be transparent so that the buyer will be happy upon receiving the item. Next will be the title, and in the title you want to add in the brand name, some keywords about the item, and then what the item is. So if it is a Brandy Melville crew neck sweatshirt, you want to add in all of those keywords. So Brandy Melville would be the brand, and then crew neck sweatshirt. Crew neck is a little bit of a descriptive word, and then sweatshirt is what the actual item is. So next is the description, anything you can really think to add about the item. So again, I usually will just copy the title and put that as my first line in the description. Included with that will be, you want to add the size, the color of the item, any features of the item, if it's, scoop neck, cropped length. The material I think is really helpful to add. You can look at the care tag on the item you're selling. And then you want to add in the condition of the item. So if it's excellent pre-owned condition, if it's just good used condition. This is also where you will disclose any flaws on the item. Next, you'll add in the category and subcategory, the size of the item, whether or not it is new with tags. You'll enter in the brand, the color, any style tags. These are optional, but I do think it helps them sell quicker. Things like the style, the material, an occasion you could wear it to. And then you will add in the original price of the item and your listing price of the item. So you can use the estimated pricing that Poshmark will provide once you've filled out everything. It'll kind of give you an estimate on what Poshmark thinks the item should be listed at, but you can definitely kind of go up or down from there. Keeping in mind that Poshmark takes 20% of the sold price. So if you sold an item for $50, they would take $10 of that. And then also keeping in mind that a lot of times sales on Poshmark are made with an offer. So someone will either send you an offer or you could send someone an offer as the seller. And so you might be selling your item for less than you have it listed at. So I do think it's a good idea to, you know, keep that in mind and maybe price it up just a tiny bit, knowing that the actual sale price will probably be a little bit lower than what you have it listed at. So Poshmark was definitely designed to be a social app based on the experience, what it wants you to do inside the app, and it's totally up to you if you want to use it as a social app. I personally think that a lot of people are going onto the app to buy and sell and maybe aren't using it as like a social platform. There are so many other social platforms out there, and I just don't really know that a lot of people are going onto Poshmark to have a social experience. Now, that is not to say a lot of people don't do that, but if you are not interested in the social experience or social parts of Poshmark, that is totally fine in my opinion. You can go on there to buy and sell, and you don't need to make it a big social app and a social experience. You will either way, no matter what, be kind of caught in it, whether or not you want to be. You will get the party invitations from Poshmark. A lot of people will share your items, and feel free to share them back if you want it to be that type of experience where you share people's items, they share yours. Like, it can be a fun kind of social experience, but definitely don't feel the need to do all those things in order to make sales. In order to make sales on Poshmark, it really comes down to sharing your listings. So anytime you have listings in your closet, you'll just want to pretty regularly share them so that they continue to go to the top of search. It'll also share to your followers, so anyone who is following you will then see your items on their feed when you share them. Another way to make sales on Poshmark is just to list pretty regularly. So of course, the more items you have in your closet, the more chances you have to make sales. So pretty regularly adding more listings to your closet will definitely increase your chances of making more sales. On Poshmark, sending offers to likers is a great way to make sales. So anytime someone likes your listing, you have the option to send them an offer. It can be 10% off, 20% off, 30% off, or really any offer you choose. Those are just the predetermined ones from Poshmark. And then you can include a shipping discount. You actually have to include a shipping discount. At the time of this video, the shipping price for the buyer to pay is $7.45. So when you send them an offer, if they like your item, you can offer them a little bit of a discount on that, or you could offer free shipping, which does obviously eat into your profit. So just keep that in mind. But it definitely incentivizes the potential buyer to maybe buy the item, getting a discount on it. So that is a very helpful tool to use when you're trying to sell on Poshmark. Once an item of yours sells on Poshmark, you then of course have to ship it out to the buyer, and Poshmark will email you a label to print out. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and I do have a whole video on this that I will link in the description. It definitely helps you as a seller to ship items pretty quickly, so I definitely recommend you ship them pretty promptly and package it nicely so that the buyer will receive it and be a happy buyer, be a happy customer. I really hope that was helpful if you're just starting out on Poshmark. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to leave them down below and I will do my best to answer them. If you're an experienced seller on Poshmark and you just happen to stumble across this video, I would love if you would leave down below in the comments your #1 tip for selling on Poshmark, and or one thing you wish you knew before you started selling on Poshmark. That'd be really helpful to any new Poshmark sellers. Hopefully it'll help them make sales on Poshmark, which is what we're here to do. Unless you're only here to buy on Poshmark, then you can ignore all of the selling tips and just listen to those couple tips on buying on Poshmark. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!